The ranger's sister had just managed to escape with the woman by the skin of her teeth when, in the next second, a brazen thug pursued them from behind and even fired a shot. However, the ranger didn't panic, while Lisa screamed in terror. Thus began a high-speed chase between two speedboats on the river. Soon, the ranger's boat started spewing thick smoke. Desperate to survive, she pulled the boat to the riverbank and urged Lisa to run for her life. But Lisa, petrified and paralyzed with fear, refused to leave the boat. With no other choice, the ranger dragged Lisa off the boat. Just as they fled, the boat exploded in a massive blast. The ranger instructed Lisa to run as fast as possible, warning that the thugs would catch up soon. But Lisa, weak from days without food, couldn't move and even blamed the ranger for her plight. She claimed that if the ranger hadn't intervened, she might still be alive, but now, if the thugs caught her, she'd surely die. Enraged by Lisa's ingratitude, the ranger slapped her hard and berated her for her shamelessness saving someone only to be blamed for it. After being scolded, Lisa finally snapped out of it and decided to escape together. The two reached a waterfall, washed off the mud from their bodies, and prepared for their survival journey in the wilderness. Fortunately, the ranger had survival skills and quickly caught a few fish. After having a hearty meal with Lisa, they rested until dawn. The next morning, the ranger began setting traps and lit a fire, anticipating that the smoke would lure the thugs to their location. And indeed, the thugs arrived shortly after, unaware of the trap awaiting them. One thug was impaled by a hidden mechanism, and the leader, realizing they'd been tricked, grew wary. Meanwhile, the ranger and Lisa had found the thug's boat and planned to use it for their escape. The ranger struggled to push the boat into the water, but couldn't budge it despite her best efforts. Seeing the dire situation, Lisa grabbed a paddle to help, but it was futile. Soon, the thugs caught up, and one of them shot the ranger in the leg. Summoning her last ounce of strength, the ranger managed to push the boat into the water. She called for Lisa to pull her aboard, but Lisa ducked her head and refused to help. Watching Lisa escape alone, the ranger spat at her in disdain, cursing her shamelessness and lack of gratitude. Lisa floated away on the boat, leaving the ranger behind to be captured by the thugs and dragged into the jungle. The leader ordered his men to torture the ranger as punishment for meddling in their business. Surprisingly, the ranger remained fearless, claiming she was under the protection of the mountain spirits and warning that harming her would bring misfortune upon their families. The leader scoffed at her words, but as soon as the ranger began chanting toward the sky, a fierce wind swept through the jungle. This eerie occurrence startled the group. As the leader lunged forward to strangle her, one of his men, terrified of the supposed curse, struck him unconscious. At that moment, Lisa unexpectedly returned, much to everyone's surprise. Together, she and the ranger fought off the remaining thugs and escaped the dangerous jungle. In the end, Lisa inherited her late husband's billions. To show her gratitude, she gifted the ranger 2 houses and frequently took her out for leisure trips. After a month of carefree living, Lisa returned to the forest to personally thank the little fox that had helped save her. As Lisa bid farewell, the fox unexpectedly jumped onto the boat and left with them. From that day forward, they lived happily ever after.